Hello, Candace.
Well, hello, Scott.
How is your week?
Good?
Have you had a Disney week?
Disney News Week, yes.
Yes, and we're going to talk all about that. But our cold open question of the day is, as of today's recording date, what is your favorite resort and why?
Probably, this should come as no shock to anyone, Beach Club.
Okay.
The reasons why are because it is fantastic, but it's not as, it's very elegant, but it's not stuffy like Yacht Club
Right.
seems to be. It's a good vibe. The lobby smells amazing. And the proximity to Epcot cannot be beat.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I'm there with you for Beach Club from a convenience standpoint. It feels hotel-y to me still, which is fine. But I think I still go back to our OG favorite resort,
Old Key West.
Old Key West. I don't know why, I just the vibe at Old Key West. Olivia's being an underrated restaurant on property.
That's very true.
All of those things. Yeah, Beach Club has a better pool. It's closer to Epcot. But Old Key West just feels like you're on vacation.
It does. It feels more of like an apartment situation.
Right.
And since they're all the suites, that makes perfect sense.
Right.
But yes.
Yeah, you don't go into hotel rooms. You go into condos.
Right.
The buildings are all built like condos.
Right.
The color palette is just fantastic.
Yes.
The downside is it's a yonk from everything.
Yes.
But
and in Midwestern, a yonk means a very far away from anything.
Yeah, it's a measure of distance that's indeterminate.
Yes.
It can be a short yonk or a long yonk, but it's a yonk.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to jump into, I bring up resorts for a very important reason, because this episode is going to be all about some recent announcements that Disney made regarding resorts and access to resorts and that kind of thing. And fans have been all over the board. So we decided we needed to talk about just two of these things that are pretty fresh. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a beverage, and enjoy the episode. Hey, welcome to Hanging at the Hangar Bar. I'm Scott.
And I'm Candace. We're here to chat all things Disney as child-free Disney adults. Stories, snacks, and a little magic along the way.
Grab a drink and get comfy and come hang out with us. Okay, Candace.
Yes.
Let's just, the elephant in the room. We're going to talk about two different changes.
So 2 elephants.
Two elephants in the room.
Okay.
Pink polka dotted ones at that.
Oh dear.
They may even resemble heffalumps,
Heffalumps.
and woozles. Heffalumps is what I'm thinking of. The polka dotty elephants that you find in your favorite champagne bar on your favorite cruise ship.
Yes.
Yes. That was a weird direction to go to start
Kinda
this
was,
episode, but it's okay.
All right.
It's where we're at today. So 2 big pieces of news. The first is that starting this week that we release this is Disney. If you park at Disney Springs, you are no longer going to be able to get on buses to go to the resorts. The other big news announcement is that the life-size gingerbread house that's always been at the Grand Floridian that went away when they were doing construction is going away forever.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about both of those. Again, not news. We'll talk about what it is and that kind of thing. But this is more about our opinions and why we think Disney is doing some of the things that they're doing. You ready to jump in?
I am.
Okay. I think this releases on the 28th, right?
Yeah.
Is Monday the 28th or the 29th? Okay. So starting on the 28th of June, Disney is now requiring guests boarding buses or boats from Disney Springs to Disney resort hotels to show proof of one of the following things: a Disney resort reservation, meaning you're staying somewhere on property; a resort dining reservation, meaning you have an active reservation to eat at that resort; or resort recreation / enchanting extras reservation. I don't know what kind of things those would be, but
That would be like the carriage rides.
Okay, so you book those ahead of time and you
Yes.
don't necessarily have to be staying at that resort to do those things.
Yes.
Okay. So what this does is it ends a long used Disney Springs parking hack. Since they put up the parking garages at Disney Springs, those don't cost to park at.
Mm-hmm.
Parking at the parks is not free.
Correct.
So guests would go park at Disney Springs, hop on a bus to a resort, and then take resort buses to Magic Kingdom, Epcot, water parks, whatever, so they could avoid that $50 or whatever it is parking fee. We don't really drive to the park, so I have no idea how much it costs to park.
Last time I knew, it was about $35.
Yeah. So avoiding $35 parking cost, they just park at Disney Springs. Does a couple of different things. It takes up parking at Disney Springs for people that aren't at Disney Springs.
Uh-huh.
It reduces revenue for Disney in the parking lots.
God forbid.
God forbid. It means those resorts are busier, so the monorail is busier, the resort monorail loop is busier, the Skyliner is busier, just lots of different things to go along with that. So I have a couple of questions for us to discuss with that change. Do you think that hack was ever intended to be allowed? Or is Disney closing a loophole?
I think Disney's closing a loophole.
Yeah, I think so too. And people are pissed. And I'm guessing it's all the locals that are pissed.
Agreed.
Or locals or people staying off property.
Uh-huh.
They're getting cheaper, reduced housing, lodging. They don't have to pay for parking.
Right.
And locals are like, I don't want to have to pay for parking. I'm just going to go park at Disney Springs and get there that way.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think you're right. They're closing a loophole. I think Disney underestimated their audience looking for free shit.
Yeah, I think we've talked about it before with some of their different changes and things. Like, not to be super negative or anything, but people ruin everything.
Mm-hmm. I say that a lot. People ruin everything.
Like the fact that there was even a loophole to find.
Right.
And that enough people have abused the loophole.
Right.
So that they have to close it.
Right. And enough people are abusing that loophole, just see it as a God-given right.
Right.
To get something for free from a private company.
Yes. Like, I'm sorry, but that's not how any of this works.
Right. I'm already paying my $5,000 to be here. Why do I have to pay $35 to park? Or the folks that are staying off property, they want to take full advantage of Disney transportation and they want to spend a day resort hopping. Oh, I only want to spend I have a dining reservation at Disney Springs. I want to do a monorail bar crawl. Doesn't require reservations, so we'll just go park at Disney Springs and then we'll go do our monorail bar crawl or our Skyliner bar crawl.
And to be fair, I'm not going to say that we're exempt from this.
No.
Because we've done it.
Yeah.
Like on the one trip that we've taken in ever, where we stayed off property, we purposely made a breakfast dining reservation at one of the two of the deluxe resorts, so that we could have access there, and we made use of the Disney transportation from that point.
Right. But I think what they're stopping is not people that did what we did, because one of the ways you can go to Disney Springs and get on a bus is if you have a dining reservation.
Right. No, I'm not saying that what we did was necessarily exactly like this.
Right.
But we have come in from the outside.
Right.
And I'm using air quotes to use transportation, but we did it in a way that made Disney a little bit of money.
Right.
At the same time.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's what Disney is really trying to do with this is I also I saw an interesting social media post. I don't remember where, so I can't cite it. But there's a lot of misinformation about this change as well.
Shocking.
Like I was reading one thread where apparently some security guard at the Polynesian wouldn't even let somebody walk from the Poly over to the park because they didn't have a reservation at the Poly. Like they wouldn't let them on. And like it came out that was either a security guard that didn't know what they were talking about, or somebody that was trying to go before they allowed anybody, including resort guests, on that path. So like people take whatever they want and blow it up as big as they want. But I think some of what they are also doing, that the interesting thing that I read was, if you are paying $1,200 a night to stay at the Grand Floridian,
Yeah.
even $800 a night to stay at the Grand Floridian,
Which would be cheap.
which would be a cheap, you can probably find it, but somewhere between $800 and $1,200 to stay at the Grand Floridian for a night.
Yeah.
And you walk into your hotel and your lobby is overrun with people that aren't staying there. The new lobby bar, every stool is taken up by somebody holding a camera, filming themselves drinking drinks. The Be Our Guest, or what's the name of the bar up on
Enchanted Rose.
the Enchanted Rose, completely full with people that are locals or aren't staying at your resort or even on property. That's going to be a bad experience.
Yeah.
So some of this probably is coming from Disney listening to their guests as well. Like the Poly, I think, is one of the worst
Absolutely.
for people for a couple of reasons. Trader Sam's is so popular,
Uh-huh.
and Ohana is one of the more popular character breakfasts.
Mm-hmm.
And just the whole vibe. People were like, I don't want to go into the park to get a Dole Whip. Let me just go over to the Poly and get my Dole Whip float. And so much of that is, I know people love the brand, but if I'm paying to stay at those resorts, I want to be prioritized. And they can't prioritize me as a paying customer at that resort if they don't limit people coming in.
Yeah.
And as I said that out loud, I sound a little bit like an a-hole.
Well, a little bit, but I mean, I get it, and it makes sense, because now it's my turn to sound like that. If I have the ability to pay for something like that, I'm doing it with a purpose.
Right.
And it's so that I don't have to deal with, and here it comes, so buckle up. Should I apologize ahead of time?
Nope.
Nope.
We'll see if you even need to apologize after you make the statement.
Okay. I don't want to have to deal with the pores.
Yeah, no need to apologize. I'm right there with you.
Okay, but even if they're not staying on property somewhere, or they're not staying at that particular resort, I don't want to have to worry about people that are coming over from the All-Star resorts.
They still can.
I know that, but I don't want to. I'll apologize for that.
Right. Yes.
But I don't want to have to deal with that, because you paid for what you paid for.
Right.
And that privilege is reigning supreme today.
Right.
But I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I do, because I feel bad.
Right. Feel a little bit bad about it, but that's okay. But I think that Disney is doing some of that as well, protecting guest experience, because Disney is getting more and more of those premium experiences that if you just let everybody around those premium experiences, they don't feel like a premium experience anymore, right?
Right. And that's where I think some of the, like we talked about it a little bit in our Hollywood Studios episode. I think once those experiences stop feeling special, that's when they become the blatant cash grab that they are.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
If everybody's super, no one is.
Right. Exactly. Thank you, Syndrome.
You're welcome.
We're having a very Syndrome conversation right now too, by the way.
We are.
Yeah, we're the Disney villain right now, but I think I'm okay with that. The Disney or Pixar villain, as the case may be.
Yes, as it were.
I'm okay with that though. The other thing that I think it does is, if you have everybody at Disney Springs going to a resort to then go over to the parks, think about what that does for potential bus wait times.
Yeah.
If I take a bus, like I play bus roulette when I get to Disney Springs, and I just hop on the first bus that comes by to a resort, and then you have a busload of people from Disney Springs that are doing that same thing. They get over to that resort, they take over a bus stop. And all of a sudden, the people staying there have to wait for another bus, another 15 or 20 minutes for another bus to come around. And the Disney bus system is one of the most efficient bus systems on the planet.
Yeah.
But
again,
it's efficient
people suck.
around people staying at those resorts.
Right.
They know how many people are at the resorts, how many buses they have to get people from those resorts to each individual park. The logistics of that is a science that they have figured out. And the math for that is hard, is how many people are parking for free at Disney Springs and hopping to this resort today.
Right.
And all of a sudden, me, who paid $1,200 a night to stay at the Grand Floridian, I am waiting for a third bus because 75 people came over from Disney Springs to get a bus over to the park. And that's a bad example because they would probably just walk over to the park from there. But
would they?
I would.
I think they'd probably take it to
Contemporary and walk from there.
Yeah.
But they have the new pathway from...
I know, but
Grand
Contemporary is literally a 5-minute walk
Right.
to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, but so the point remains the same.
Yes.
Like the bus wait times are something they have to kind of think about and consider. And managing those crowds is pretty damn important
Yes.
for guest experience.
I agree.
So I think what we're hearing is online, the people that are really upset about this, again, I don't know who the people are or what they are, but I'm guessing it's locals and people staying off property. But they feel like something is being taken away from them. And in an era where it feels like Disney is starting to charge for every experience, do you think there's some validity into this being something taken away versus them just closing a loophole?
So I can see how it would appear that something is being taken away, but it wasn't supposed to be in the first place.
Right.
Like, it wasn't supposed to be a benefit in the first place. People just figured it out.
Right.
I think it's Disney closing a loophole to protect their bottom line and protect, as you were saying, the guest experience
Right.
for the people that are staying on property.
Right. Yeah.
Because they've got to have a reason to charge that much for a hotel room. They've
Yep.
got to have it. Because otherwise, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. And here's my hot take. Grand Floridian's not worth $1,200 a night.
It is not. I wouldn't even say Poly is worth that.
No. Probably none of those resort hotels
I
are.
would say Beach Club is.
Yeah. But did we pay $1,200 a night?
No, not even close.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, if you're living in the deluxe resort category, Grand Floridian's not worth it. I wouldn't even say that Contemporary's worth it.
No.
Poly's not worth it, even though those are the 3 big ones on the loop.
Yeah. They all feel very hotel-y and
Yep.
kind of cheap hotel-y at that.
Yeah. Like
The rooms in Grand Floridian are tiny.
like facade hotel-y.
Right.
Like facade expensive hotel.
Right.
But then you have things like Old Key West, and yes, because that was the original Vacation Club resort,
Mhm.
everything is a suite. It feels like a condo. I think that's worth it.
Yep.
Yes, you have to take a bus because, as you pointed out, it's a yonk away from everything.
Right.
I will take that chance,
Right.
especially when you get in the little Turtle Pond Road section
Mm-hmm.
that we usually stay at, and you've got the little pool back there. It's a quiet pool with a little snack stand.
Yep. Request something as a golf course view.
Yeah, I like that because
Yeah.
it does feel like you actually can get away from the madness
Yeah.
for a
That-
little bit.
Going back to Key West, it feels
Mm-hmm.
like, and this is a diatribe, but Key West is one of those resorts where it doesn't feel like you're at Disney.
No?
Like there's Disney touches and
Yes.
there's Disney magic that happens, but you can go there and feel like you're not at a theme park.
Yep.
Whereas I think all of the resort deluxe loop hotels never feel like you're leaving the hustle and bustle of a theme park.
Right. Like you can actually go to Old Key West, and I would even dare to say this about Beach Club as well. You can actually go there and relax, like find
Yeah.
little quiet pockets of spaces to be in where it's quiet and you can relax.
Yep.
Whereas with the ones on the loop, you've always got that energy, and that could be perfect for some people.
Right. Just not for us.
Just not for us.
Yeah.
But you've always got that energy buzzing around you of let's go to the park, let's go
Yeah.
do something, let's do this, let's do that. And
Yeah.
fine. But if you go on vacation, you shouldn't need a vacation to recover from your vacation.
Yeah.
So-
Agreed. So bringing us back around, I think our take is that Disney is doing what Disney has to do
Yep.
in terms of the transportation issues, and they're fixing something that was broken. Now, at the expense of some people that didn't think it was broken and used that broken to their advantage.
Right.
But to the vast majority, it's something that was broken. And Disney wouldn't have closed the loophole if they weren't hearing about it on surveys. They wouldn't close the loophole if they weren't seeing increased wait times for buses. They wouldn't close the loophole if they weren't seeing a bottom line, a money thing to it. Like, or the other thing, probably you think parking congestion at Disney Springs. You want to go to Disney Springs, you're a local and want to take your car to Disney Springs, and it's filled with people going to the theme parks because they got to save $35, and you can't find parking at Disney Springs. That's lost revenue for not only Disney, but every company that's doing business in Disney Springs.
Right.
Because I drive by that the green or the orange or whatever, and it says full, I'm going home if I'm a local. I'm like, oh, I can't park. I'm not going to go deal with that many people, and I'm not going to go park somewhere else and then have to cab in or something. I'm just going to go.
Right.
And Disney is in one of those no-win situations, but my hot take, they're doing the right thing.
I don't think that's such a hot take, though. And we have to think about it from their perspective as well, because making all of these changes is creating more work
Yep.
for cast members, especially front-facing cast members,
Yep.
front-line-facing cast members who have to deal with it. What do you mean I can't go on this bus?
Right.
Be kind to your cast members.
Right.
I will say it over and over and over again. Be kind to your cast
Yeah.
members. They are doing what they're told to do. It's
Yeah.
not their decision. Be kind.
Right.
Because
And-
if you're not, you don't deserve to be there in the first place.
Yeah. And you know why they're using today as their launch date.
No.
Anybody that comes next weekend for the 4th of July and tries to park for free,
Yeah.
now those cast members can say, we gave you a week's notice
Yeah.
that we gave you how much ever time it was in the press, plus all of this extra time where we were telling you no. And it gives the cast members a chance to work out how they talk to people about it for 4 or 5 days before those parks get inundated with people.
That's brilliant. Yep.
So, yeah. Okay. So moving on, the next thing that I want to talk about is gingerbread houses.
Yes.
The official news is that Disney has confirmed the famous life-size gingerbread house will not return to the Grand Floridian. Instead, they're replacing it with smaller gingerbread displays. They'll be spread throughout the resort, and they will be created by the culinary team instead of some swoop in and build a big construction gingerbread house.
So kind of like they do with the chocolate displays around Easter, where it's
Right.
just little pop-ups and little cases to hold these creations.
Right. And again, the lobby renovations, they stopped doing the big gingerbread house,
Uh-huh.
but Disney has now confirmed that the full-size house has been permanently retired.
Okay.
So why do you think they did that? I have a couple of thoughts, but why do you think?
Again,
doing that.
I think it comes down to guest experience. If you are paying to stay, and that is peak season, so it's going to be one of the most expensive times of the year
Mhm.
to stay there, you don't want your lobby overrun with people from anywhere coming to take pictures of the gingerbread house, to,
Right.
all of that sort of thing. So I think that's the primary driver behind it, and it's expensive. It
Mhm.
takes a lot of resources. And granted, I adore what they did with the structure once they took it down.
Mhm.
And I hope that since they're doing smaller displays, they continue that process or that practice. But I think those are the big ones.
Yeah, tell people about what they did just in case they don't know.
So they would take the dismantled gingerbread house and put it in a place where bees could feed on it, birds could feed on it, just kind of a sanctuary sort of situation.
Yeah. Yeah, the stuff never went to waste.
Right.
It didn't like end up in a landfill or fed to birds or whatever. They used it to feed pollinators.
Right.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. So I think there's a couple of reasons why they made the decision. And my logical brain tells me one is probably more important than the other. Lobby flow is a big one. There is now the Perch lobby bar that's taking up prime real estate in that lobby.
Yep.
You put in a full-size gingerbread house, you've now cut your lobby. The Perch bar takes up 20% of what the lobby used to be. You take up a gingerbread house that takes up another 20 to 30% of what the lobby used to be. Now you're looking at a lobby in a deluxe resort that can't handle even the guests who are staying there coming in,
Right.
yet alone people coming to take pictures and then taking up seats, like we talked about in the previous segment, taking up seats at the bar that people who are staying there want to use. And I think just overall your cost, your opportunity cost there is too high, when in all actuality, they will probably do some really cool things with the individualized displays, the smaller displays. But again, I think, and none of this is official, Disney doesn't owe us an explanation of why they're taking something away. They're just taking something away, and we're speculating as to why.
Yep.
Again, I think some of it is going back to that conversation about deluxe resorts, though. Of, I'm paying $1,200 a night, and I leave my hotel room and I can't walk through the lobby because of the number of people that are there just taking pictures, because we're going on a resort tour to get all the gingerbread houses. Do you think Disney will start to do this at other resorts as well? Or do you think the Perch bar is really the reason why they're saying, like the other big display that I think of is over at Beach Club?
The carousel.
The carousel that they do every year.
The only thing is that I don't think, I think Grand Floridian is a different draw than the Beach Club is, because it is on the monorail loop. So it's easy if you're on the monorail anyway. You just go get your pictures, whatever, hang out at the bar, whatever. You purposely have to take a bus to Beach Club or boat.
Yeah. Or leave Epcot and...
Right. Something.
Yeah.
It's a little bit harder to get to. And I don't think it's as well publicized as the one at Grand Floridian. There's a fantastic one over at Contemporary as well. But it wouldn't surprise me if the resources, and because prices are going up on everything, that they don't retire some of this stuff and just go smaller.
Right. Yeah. And you mentioned
smaller can go also better.
Right.
It can be higher quality and more artistic.
Yeah. Pay your culinary team to do what your culinary team does.
Right.
Let them build and let them craft. And
right. And if you're going to sell the gingerbread shingles, fantastic, but please make them good.
Right. Don't make them last year's house things that you just put plastic wrap around. You mentioned the Contemporary. When we saw that gingerbread house, I was shocked at how small it was.
Well, they've only got a very small space to keep it in.
Whereas the Grand Floridian was huge.
Yes.
And even the carousel over at Beach Club is small in comparison to the Grand Floridian. A question that's been popping into my mind, though, is, do people decide they want to save up to stay at those fancy resorts because there's things like that get them there? Does that question make sense?
I think so, but clarify a little.
Okay, so let's say I'm staying at the All-Star Movies Resort.
Okay.
And we go on a gingerbread house tour, and I get to Grand Floridian, and I see this great big gingerbread house, and I'm blown away by the resort itself. I would have had no reason to go into Grand Floridian if it weren't for that gingerbread house.
Right.
So I never would have seen it to be blown away by the ambiance. So all of a sudden, hey, I want to stay here. I'm going to save up and I'm going to stay here instead of staying at All-Star Music next time. Do you think Disney is missing out on that? Or do you think the people that are going to just see the gingerbread house already know about how nice Grand Floridian is, and I'm not going to go stay there, but that's my chance to go? Yeah,
I think that's more the case, rather than having people just gobsmacked by how beautiful everything is and want to stay there. Because here's the thing. There's also the opportunity cost of staying in a nice hotel versus staying in, and I'm not saying the all-star resorts are not nice.
Mm-hmm.
They're fine. They're a place to sleep.
Right.
If all you are going to do at your resort is sleep, maybe grab a quick breakfast, and maybe go to a pool for a couple hours in the afternoon after nap time.
Right.
An all-star resort will give you everything that you need.
Yeah.
If you are looking for an elevated experience where you're actually planning on taking some time to stay in your resort, like a resort day or a crawl of some sort or something like that, maybe bump up a little bit. But if that is not your plan or the way you vacation, why on earth would you spend the money?
Right.
When you could spend it on other things.
Yeah. So it's pretty low stakes. Other than people's nostalgia of I love the Grand Floridian because of the gingerbread house or whatever, it's pretty low stakes for them to say, let's just do it differently.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. Do you see... No, let me ask this question a different way. As we kind of wrap up this episode a little bit, are these isolated decisions based on need in the moment, or are they part of a pattern that Disney is doing?
I think it's actually been a pattern that's been rolling for a while. And we're going to talk about the elimination of some of the live entertainment in the parks. We're going to talk about the changes to the dining plan. We're going to talk about the changes of some of the other stuff that they've done. Lightning lanes, that kind of stuff.
Resort parking restrictions.
Yep. They're trying to tighten it down.
Yep.
And I think that's valid.
Right.
And I think they're testing some things, like the not being able to hop until after 2:00. I think they are taking guest feedback very much to heart when they try these kinds of things to see what's going to happen.
Right.
But I don't think they're isolated. I don't think it's because Josh D'Amaro just took over. I don't think any of that. I think it's been in the works and things are gradually changing the way that they need to change.
Right.
So that the bottom dollar can be as high as possible.
Right. Maximize profit.
Yes.
While still prioritizing guest experience.
Yes.
So that leads to the question, is Disney becoming more exclusive, harder to get into, or is Disney simply trying to protect the value of staying on property?
I think a little bit of both. And we go back to that conversation and that topic that I've said this for a very long time. Disney has trained their fans and their guests to expect absolute perfection.
Right.
Perfection comes at a cost.
Yep.
And unfortunately, that cost has to be passed on to the guest. So if you are sitting here on one hand and saying, oh, well, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. It's perfection. I love it. Keep going, Disney. You're doing great. But then on the other hand, you're saying this is far too expensive. We can't do this anymore. That doesn't work.
Right.
It's not how any of this works.
You can have it fast, you can have it cheap, and you can have it good, but you only get to select two of those things.
Right.
Do you want it good and cheap? I don't know how Disney could do good and cheap.
Good and cheap don't go together. They really don't.
It just takes forever. Like, so here's what it looks like. Good and cheap is a land that they're talking about that they're trying to build in 2 years, taking 5 years to build.
Tron.
Right. That's good and cheap.
I don't think it was, but okay.
Well, that's your opinion about that attraction.
Yeah.
And some of that
was
swampland, but that ride kept sinking into the swamp. Probably a sign from God. But yeah, I think if you do good and cheap, it just takes forever to get anything done.
Right.
You don't change with the times. You don't.
And because they are on constant competition with Universal, they don't have that kind of time.
Right. So good and expensive means that we as guests have to pay for it. Yes, Disney makes billions of dollars a year.
Yeah.
But they do have shareholders that they have to make a profit for.
Yeah, they do.
They have to build up their reserves, all of that kind of thing. And honestly, this is another episode but I'll mention it just quickly. Crowds are too damn high.
Yes. For the world.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So listeners, which of these changes bothers you the most?
Or if they do.
Or if they do, come out to our socials. Let us know. Do you think getting rid of the gingerbread house is a bad idea? Do you think not allowing people onto buses to resorts from Disney Springs if they don't have one of those 3 criteria is a bad thing? Let us know what your thoughts are. We want to hear from you. And yeah, anything else that you want to talk about in today's episode?
The only thing that I kind of want to put out into the universe, and I think it's a discussion point, not necessarily for this, but you kind of just alluded to it a little bit ago. I have seen headlines saying that Josh D'Amaro is not the end all be all like people thought he was going to be. I think we need to talk about that in a future episode, but
Okay.
I think we need our listeners to come and offer some opinions before we talk about that.
Yep.
On Discord or Facebook or Instagram or wherever you can find us.
Yep.
So we have some of that to walk into the episode, because I know what my opinions are about that, but I would like to hear other people's too.
Yeah.
Before we talk about it.
Right. He's been there 3 months. So yeah, I agree. Come out, let us know your thoughts. We'll pose a question, probably not on the same when we release this episode, but watch for a social media or a Discord post to invite the discussion, because we would love to have your voice included in an episode about that.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate you. We love you as members or as hanger outers at the Hangar Bar.
As crew members.
As crew members at the Hangar Bar, we appreciate you listening and being a part of the show. And remember, there's always a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
And we'll see you real soon.